How would you like to maximize your Pilates workouts with one simple tip? Watch this video and find out. Hi, my name's Gretchen, your virtual Pilates instructor, as well as founder of Balance to the Core. So it's my goal to make your movement more efficient, more effective, and to take less energy so that you have more energy to do the things that you love to do. So I'm here every week with a new video. So if you would like to subscribe, hit that subscribe button as well as the bell next to it to get notified whenever I have a new video, because I am here every week. So here is like my super tip on how to get the most out of your Pilates workouts. This is for people who know how to engage their abdominals already. So really know how to feel the core muscles in every movement that you're doing. You got it down. You got your pelvis neutral. You know what to do with your shoulders. You've connected it, but now you want to take your Pilates practice to the next level, okay? So this is one that I find is super fun, and it's amazing the strength that you can find in your body when you do it. So I've talked about this in numerous videos, is how so much of what we do is flexed forward. And so we do everything where everything is in front of us, right? So the front of our body is pretty much overused, where the back of our body is underused. So this tip works the back of the body, but not where you think. So I've worked with a lot of clients who have like quad muscles that take over everything. So maybe you feel this way too, where you grip onto your hip flexors, your legs want to take over all the movement that your core should be taking care of, right? We want to work the hamstrings. And what's interesting about the hamstrings is they don't necessarily work unless you put your mental power there. So you got to like consciously think about your back of your legs when you do a lot of these workouts. And so when you put your mental power there, it's amazing what it does for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 exercises, and I'm going to have you really work the backs of your legs while doing it, because you already have your core down pat. You already are engaged in doing that. Now let's add the legs to it. So let's get started. Okay, so we have the 100 here. And this can go for any of the exercises where your legs are out long. So you take your legs up. So let's get into the 100 position, where you flex up and you stretch your legs long into a little Pilates position. And this is where you pump your arms, pulling your chin towards your belly, and you breathe 10 full breaths. Now really focus on sort of pulling your butt cheeks towards each other and elongating from not the quads, but from the hamstring. Like squeeze your hamstring and try to elongate them as you're trying to pull them together as well. And now pump and breathe and do it from there. Squeeze, 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 lengthen, 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 and pull it in. And do that for 10 breaths. Hello. Another exercise is our scissors or single straight leg. So this is where your legs are up. We're here and we pulse it and pulse it. All right, so now the goal of this exercise is actually to build strength in the hamstrings and to elongate them after you've really engaged the core. All right, so what I want you to do is stay here and really focus again on the backs of the legs. Squeeze the backs of the legs and lengthen, and then one leg away, one leg in, and really focus on both those hamstrings. Reaching long, squeezing them, pulse, pulse, keep them long, keep them squeezing as you switch, pulse, pulse, right? Now feel that, don't let it go, elongate, 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 and at some point you're going to feel a little like shake right there because you're working them so deeply. So there's another exercise. So you have your push-ups, anything where you're in this plank position on your hands. Let's focus on the hamstrings, okay? Put your elbows to face sort of the back of the room a little bit, and then come into your plank position where you're squeezing the heels together. Now what I want you to do is, again, focus on the upper back inner thighs, squeeze them together, and then get your hamstrings and squeeze them up to the sky. Not by lifting the bones, stay exactly where you are, Just squeeze those hamstrings, lift them up to the sky and hold there. And it just adds a whole nother element to what you're doing. It like gives you so much more strength. Okay, now I have the final one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my heels together with a slight toe apart. Okay, so get in that Pilates position. Now I'm squeezing the back of my inner thighs. I'm squeezing them together. My hamstrings are elongating. And I'm going to just tilt my body weight forward so that my hips are basically over my toes, okay? And then my shoulders are over my hips. So I can draw my belly in deep and I can really squeeze the backs of my thighs. I can almost lift my heels a little bit, like there's a little credit card underneath my heels. There's a little space. So now I'm going to start to roll forward. So don't think of this as a roll down, because what I see a lot in roll downs is this. Notice how my hips then move back, right? So I'm back, and then notice my pelvis as I come up, it has to push forward to come up. So what I want to try to do is keep your hips like right over your feet the whole time. So not having this happen where you stick your butt out. Can we really keep the pelvis right over those toes? So you're forward a little bit. You're engaging your hamstrings, squeezing the inner thighs together. Now, start to let the head drop. You want to draw your belly up into your spine, so really lift it up a lot. Let the head, neck, and shoulders dangle, but I am really scooping my belly up to the sky. I'm squeezing the backs of my legs and really stabilizing from there. And I literally feel like I am falling forward. And I'm trying to keep my pelvis as over my legs as possible. Great way to do this is like against a wall, right? Just to keep your butt bones against that wall. So now here I am, and I'm grounding my legs with the backs of my legs. My pelvis is trying to stay vertical. And now I'm going to work my way up, and I'm going to stabilize the backs of my legs. I'm really squeezing into them, elongating my hamstrings, drawing my belly up, and I stack up, but I'm really concentrating on the backs of those legs as I roll up, trying not to lean back. I mean, it might happen a little bit, but I'm really trying to make my belly do the work. Cool, right? So what I love about Pilates is we're always working muscles in two ways, concentrically and eccentrically. So that's how we balance out the muscle. And in that eccentric motion, when the muscles are elongating, that's where we really focus on the strengthening. So that's why Pilates creates sort of these long, elongated muscle look, because you're working the strength in the eccentric motion, so that's the stretch and strengthening at the same time. So when you can focus on the hamstrings in this elongated way, where you can strengthen it and elongate at the same time, it's amazing what it does. It gives you this like long, lengthened back of your leg look. And it's also allowing you to take the tension and tightness away from the hip flexors and quads, which is very, very common on most of us. But what you'll start to see is when your hamstrings get stronger, they can help stabilize your pelvis a lot in things that you're doing. You're going to notice you're walking a lot stronger. You're going to be, and by the way, if you're not sure on how to walk properly, I have a great video on how to walk in alignment. So check that out somewhere along here. Just look at that little eye and give that video a check out after you watch this one, of course. But when you can create more power in the way that you move, you are going to exert actually less energy. So your movement's going to be much more efficient, and you're going to exert a lot less energy so that you have more energy to use to do the things that you love to do. Hence my motto right there. That is my goal for you, is to just really get you more energized in your body so that you work and move more efficiently, and you are the one who's in control of your movement. And then it becomes so fun, and you're not scared of getting injured, and you have fun doing the things that you want to do. You're going to develop such a deep strength that the other things that you do become so much easier. Like if you are this person who loves to work out like crazy, you're going to have this core, deep core strength that is going to make all of that much more efficient. You're going to see results faster. If you want to just use Pilates to get your everyday movement much more efficient, you're going to notice that taking the groceries out of the car is so much easier. To reach for things is so easy. You're going to have more energy. You're going to want to jump around and do more things. And you might just do that and see results in your health goals, which is fun, right? So enough of my tangent, right? I can talk about this stuff forever. And you're probably like, okay, thanks for the video. I want to shut this down now. Stop talking. So I will stop talking. But if you would like to be part of my tribe, I would love to have you. Just head over to GretchenMcCarthy.com, email address, name, hit submit, and you are going to get some fun goodies from me along the way, especially every Wednesday. That's when I come out with a new video and a new inspiring tip that I only tell my community. So come join me, would love to have you. So thanks again for watching this video. Remember, engage those hamstrings. Okay, I'll see you next week. Take care.